Hi everyone, Gerard Scarpacey, craft hairdresser and co-founder of the Hairbrain community, coming to you live from Pensacola, Florida at Hair & Co. Today we've got a very special guest, Chelsea Domsky. Say hi, Chelsea.
Hey!
Chelsea was the winner of a competition that we did with our friends at Davines. We wanted to find some new, talented young educators to bring you some incredible color techniques, and we did a competition to everyone, all the colorists and all the educators that work with Davines, and Chelsea was one of the very special 6 winners that we just thought had something amazing to offer here. She's gone all the way to the top with everything that she's done here. She's got a fun technique, she's got amazing color, and she even went the extra mile for everyone at home by pre-doing on a beautiful model. Anna, come on over here so everyone at home can see this beautiful opal tone flamboyage technique. So you can see the beautiful tones running through here. We're going to look at Anna's hair quite a few times today as Chelsea teaches you the technique. So Chelsea, what do you have planned for us today?
So, like Gerard was saying, I'm going to teach y'all kind of like what you see in the salon now, people wanting the opal or iridescent colors. So what I've started with is a teardrop section off of the front. And I wanted to keep the sectioning very simple because we are using the flamboyage, so sometimes people get tripped up with it, but it's a very easy technique to use. I did root smudge the mannequin's base, and Whitney Sharp, if you look in the comments, she'll have all of the formulas written down in the comments. So I used a root smudge with Davines View. It's a demi-permanent color line that Davines just came out with. And I used amethyst and charcoal at the base with quartz through the ends.
All right, everyone, if you're just joining us, we're here for HB Live with our friends from Davines. We're bringing you some color education tonight with Chelsea Domsky, who's the winner of a competition that we did over the past 6 months. We're going to be doing it again next year. So if you want Hairbrain to come to your salon, feature you, get your team involved, and have a little party afterwards, you want to look for our next competition. All you have to do is your own Facebook Live using Davines Color, and just do an incredible lesson, and that's what Chelsea's done here. She's got a beautiful creative technique. Now tell us about Flamboyage. What are these things here?
So Flamboyage is from Davines, and they're a sticky mesh that you can use for literally anything. I use them to balayage in the salon. It just gives a flat surface to work off of, other than the paper mesh, or it's just got a sticky adhesive on the back that grips the hair really well and lets you have a clean surface to paint whatever you're painting on.
And when you do the next one, let's Alicia, can you show us when we do the next one how they pull apart? Now, also super interesting story in what great hairdressing is all about. Chelsea's one of her mentors, one of her color educators, Alicia Miller, who's a Davines educator, came all the way here just to support her. So hairdresser love, that's what it's all about, supporting each other. And Alicia's going to chime in too because she's got a lot of great education to share. Okay, so you've got, now let's see this. I think you're getting ready to put in your next strip. So let's see this whole process here. Kel, can we see Alicia as she separates?
So behind the chair every day, I do this by myself. I don't usually have an assistant, but Alicia's pretty and we have her here. So
she's like the Vanna White.
Yeah, totally. So with your sectioning for the classic flamboyage technique that I'm showing right now, you want to take like a 1/2 inch section. You still want to be able to see through your section just so you have even saturation. So this is one side. You have your sticky side, the adhesive side that I use. In my case, I'm going to go right to the new growth. And you can see it kind of bubbling. So you're going to take your comb, lay it flat to the flamboyage, and smooth her out.
And one of the questions that comes up all the time when people use flamboyage, is it easy to take out at the end of the process?
Very much so.
How do you do it?
It's a sugar-based adhesive, so it actually comes out really easily once water hits it. So it's water soluble.
So do you just go to the backwash and you just start rinsing whatever area it needs to be rinsed?
Totally.
And it just kind of starts to fall out?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. Are they reusable or is it just a one-time thing?
So it's a one-time thing with the adhesive, but let's say I don't want to use the backing for the flamboyage. I can always use this paper backing to separate color later on at another color service. And there's different pieces to flamboyage that you can use.
So a smart way to be sustainable. You can reuse the paper for other things to color block and separate things. Awesome. So we got a lot of love. I want to give some shout outs here.
Yeah.
First of all, we have a great audience. So let's see our audience for a minute. Some of the Pensacola's finest hairdressers.
Wait, keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I have to be honest, we travel a lot, and I think hairdressers have a lot of style here in Pensacola. I'm very impressed, and also lots of positivity. Is this where you grew up? Is this kind of home base for you?
Born and raised, 850 represent. Yeah.
And I understand, I read a little bit in your bio that your grandmother was also a hairdresser.
Yes, she was. And when I started hair school, she actually passed away, so I wasn't really able to get to, see that side of her or interested in that part. But I definitely think, she's the reason why I'm here doing hair.
I read you said she had a 24-hour hair
salon. Isn't that wild? Leave it to Florida for all the craziness, yeah.
24-hour hair salon in
24
Pensacola,
hours.
Florida. Pretty awesome. All right, if you're just joining us, I want to show you guys Anna. Anna is the pre-done model that Chelsea did. This is the technique that she's teaching you. What a beautiful way to learn, because you can see exactly what the end result's going to look like. You can see the blending and the different tones from view running through the hair. And also this beautiful set of this wavy work that Chelsea did here, which we'll learn a little bit about as well. So if you're wondering what the technique is, here it is. This is what she's doing. So you can see exactly what it's going to look like when she's done. And it's kind of like a cooking show. So this is what the food looks like and it tastes delicious. Now you can see the process of how it happens. So again, tell us exactly what's in your bowl and tell us about Flamboyage.
Totally. So in my bowl, I am using olive views, kind of like pretty colors. So we have charcoal, steel, quartz, and amethyst in clear as well. So Whitney Sharp in the comment section should be writing down all the formulas for that.
Yeah, if you just scroll back and forth in the comment section, every few minutes, Whitney, one of the team here, is going to put up the formula, exactly everything that's being used. So just be patient for that or scroll up and down. So, question coming in from Deveray Martin. She's wondering how you chose the pattern for this look, the sectioning pattern.
So I feel like with the opal tones, you kind of want to make it very organic in the flamboyage mesh. So I chose circles or half moons. Honestly, I am really particular about blending, and I feel like the more organic you are with this color pattern in the flamboyage, the more cohesive and blended it's going to look in that, final result. So I am using like a half moon, kind of swirl, half circles, and then try not to think too much about what was where at the prior section. So like I said, the more organic it is and the more flowy it is, the better it'll blend.
And, what about your choice of brush? It looks like a very kind of small. Is it, perfect for this kind of painting?
Yes, very much so. Davines has 3 brush sizes, so this is actually the smallest one. And I feel like this doesn't get used as much with the other 2 brushes. But I love using it for more of artistic reasons or any kind of fine detail.
It's very painterly, right?
Yes.
It's kind of like a true paintbrush.
Very much so.
All right, again, if you guys are just joining us, lots of people are coming on. We're in Pensacola, Florida at Hair & Co. Great little salon with an awesome staff that's all here to support, and some local hairdressers turned out as well. We're with Chelsea Domsky. Chelsea won our competition that we did with Davines. As you know, we do Davines education at least twice a month through our Facebook Lives. And the team at Davines said, hey, we want to open this up to our community. We want to bring in some new, fresh talent and show people how hairdressers are using Davines back at the salon. So Chelsea was one of dozens who did her own Facebook Live and was really special, beautifully done, and we picked 6 winners. So over the next 2 months, Kelly and I and some of the team from Davines are flying all over the place to visit educators like Chelsea and have them share what they've created. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a special guest here that I want to introduce. Alicia Miller, come in here. Alicia works with Davines Education, does color classes for Davines. We just worked together a few weeks ago and is one of the mentors of Chelsea in her color education. So tell me a little bit about your guys' relationship.
Oh, we go way back.
Way back. Chelsea and I met, I'm the National Master Trainer that oversees True Star, which is the distributor here. So I met Chelsea years ago, maybe 5 years or so, when she was a baby trainer, and I was like, Chelsea's about 10 years younger than I am, but I was like, you know what, I feel like I was you 10 years ago. So, like, I wish we would have been able to hang out in our early 20s.
Totally.
That's what mentoring is about in our industry. You meet like a younger hairdresser and you see something that reminds you of you, whatever it might be. Like, oh, that person's got a lot of crazy questions. That was like me. Or, oh, that person is really passionate. Or maybe that person's a little angry. I don't know. You find something and you're like, I'm going to try to help that person. And that's what this industry is built on, mentoring.
Yeah, I was really drawn to Chelsea as just a friend also. And so just enjoyed watching her journey and was super excited that she, of course, got to be featured. So congrats, Chelsea.
Thanks, Lish. And Method Education represent.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, so now it looks like you've moved from the back onto the sides. Now, are all the sections going to be kind of horizontal and vertical?
Yes, so they're going to go horizontally up. Once I reach her part line, I am going to show you a split method technique with Flamboyage. It's not necessarily going to give a different pattern per se or make a difference overall towards the end, but I just wanted to show you a different way that you can utilize Flamboyage. Because it's such a fun tool and it's super easy behind the chair to use. Like I said, I use it every single day pretty much behind the chair, whether it's balayage, something fun like this, different kind of placement color-wise.
So it's not just used for these kind of creative vivids or vibrance. You use it commercially.
Yeah. Totally. I feel like 9 times out of 10, I'm usually using it commercially. This is like a step out of my comfort zone, using it the way I'm using it today.
And if you guys at home, if you want to try Flamboyage, it's very easy to get. You just go to hairbrain.pro, and we have a partnership with Davines where we sell it directly. So even if you don't use Davines color, or you're not in a Davines salon, but you love this product, Davines welcomes all colorists to try it. And it's available at hairbrain.pro, or you can find your local Davines distributor, and maybe they can come in and show you how it works. So either order it online or go from there. Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
Now this is a good time. Let's bring Anna up right now. So let's see. So this is, obviously it looks quite vibrant against the white background. But when it all kind of gets in there and muddles together, it's actually very, very soft. And I think you were saying like kind of a ghosted color.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Spooky. Yeah, you can see in the comment section with my formulas, we did mute down the actual tones with gloss a lot. So you can just imagine, as much as we muted down those tones, what they would look out like at full, full vibrancy or full pigment.
All right, I want to give a few shout outs. We got our buddy Dax Anderson watching.
Hey, Dax.
Dax says hello.
Hey.
Jeremy Hickson's in the house.
Hey,
so
Jeremy.
It's glad to have Jeremy here. Devry Morton's been asking lots of questions. I'm going to bring up some of those questions soon.
Cool.
Whitney Sharp is here in the house, and she's putting up the formulas. So if you guys are interested exactly in the formula, our buddy Steve Statland is watching.
Steve.
All our regulars are tuned in. Guys, if you're enjoying this, and I know you are because there's a lot of you watching, hit the share button so your fellow hairdressers can see and learn this kind of fun technique. Chelsea's really gone the extra mile here. She's prepared her technique. She's got a model with the finish on it, so it's a great, great learning environment. And she's got a lot of knowledge about the product. And she's even got a mentor here to help with even going a little bit further with the education. So we want to hear your questions. Now, I saw a good one here. I'm going to dig through. Fill us in on where you're at while I get some questions ready for you.
Yep. Where I'm at is with the Flamboyage, I'm doing a half moon kind of color painting on the hair. I said before or prior that the more organic it is, the more blended it's going to look. So don't get fixated on does the red match up with the red underneath, because you want it to be kind of sporadic.
Yeah, Devray was wondering if she could see both sides, like when you first put it on. She can, and yeah, I think you showed it once, but show it again so you can see the saturation on that side there.
And I think this is, the awesome thing about having the clear Flamboyage mesh is that you get to see the other side of it and see the saturation with it.
Fantastic. Some more love. Sandy Kowalski Super is watching. I know a member of the Davines family. We've got people watching from all over the world. We've got Frankfurt, Germany tuning in. Cree Swiss. Let us know where you guys are watching from. We're in Pensacola, Florida today. I had to think for a minute because I literally just got here. And I flew through about 5 cities to get here. But we're in Pensacola, Florida at Hair & Co. Great little salon. We have it so that you guys can see the vibe here. Really beautiful. Lots of greenery. Very Davines friendly kind of environment, which we love. And we're here today with Chelsea Domsky. and she was the winner of a competition that we did. Over the past couple months, we had a competition where anybody that works with Davines Color could do a Facebook Live, and we picked 6 winners, and we're visiting them. We started in LA a few weeks ago. We've got lots of cities coming up, a lot of travel. Pensacola, Lexington, Kentucky, British Columbia, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Austin, Texas, and I think I got them all. Did I get them all, Mary? And Los Angeles, we already did. So we'd love to come to your town and invite all your local hairdressers in. So look for our competition coming back up in the coming months. Okay, let's get some more questions. We got love coming in from everyone. Tuning in from Vienna, Yorkshire, England. So what other colors would work with this technique? Lisa Angelini is wondering, is it just for this kind of vivid creative color?
Nope.
Or can you do it with anything?
Yeah, you could do it with anything, honestly. I feel like with the vivid colors or with the half moon technique, it really helps to have the light bounce off of it when you go to curl it. I think it's really pretty. So you could use this as a dimensional color with reds and coppers. I think it'd be really pretty with whichever.
And how did you choose these particular ones? Do you feel like these kind of opalescent, ghosted tones, is this something you feel is happening right now?
Totally.
Yeah.
I think like right now with winter coming up, and some of my platinum blondes have honestly been wanting to switch it up a little bit, which I think is really fun. So having this demi-permanent color line, it's like a non-commitment color. So let's be honest, Anna was, platinum blonde prior, so the 6 to 8 weeks that View usually lasts, it probably won't last as long because of how white she was prior and how pastel these colors are.
So that is a great point, because we've seen such a shift in color over the past few years where this has become very accepted. I mean, you can walk into a doctor's office and the receptionist can have pastel purple hair and people don't even bat an eye anymore. So society in general has become so much more accepting of it. Mm-hmm. So number one, are you seeing more behind the chair? And number two, since people are more accepting of it, they want it to last. So
yes.
What do you prescribe as a regimen for them to keep that color lasting a little longer? Or is part of the game saying to them, hey, this is only going to last 4 weeks?
I feel like that's part of the game, especially with the pastel colors. I mean, most of my blondes don't shampoo their hair as often. That also helps. All the Davines color lines are sulfate, paraben free, so they're all color safe. But with pastel, inevitably, whichever you use, color line or wise, it's going to fade, which is kind of the fun part of it. She can switch it up whenever she wants.
And then is it very easy to change? I mean, when
yes.
you're doing this on clients, are you then saying, hey, let's go a little more pink or a little more mauve?
I feel like it's a good stepping stone for someone who's not used to having fun colors in their hair or just doesn't know what they want. So totally.
And is that kind of where View is coming in? This is
yes.
Davines. I guess it's not super new anymore. It's been almost a year. I always want to say new. But the new, I guess technically it's a demi-permanent.
Yes,
demi-permanent comes in about 40 different shades. And there's definitely some fun ones in here. And that's what Chelsea's working with today. So a great way to kind of capitalize on what's happening. I want to give some more shout outs because we got people tuning in from all over. Let's see. We've got Fabian watching from Zurich, Maria from Ohio. We've got Claire in England. And we've got Leona in Ireland. Guys, let us know where you're watching from and any technical questions, or if you just want to share the love, let us know. Here's a question coming in from Tiffany Wormond. Do you always use 3 colors?
No. Nope.
You can use 2, you can use 10, you can whatever.
Exactly. I felt like today I just wanted to show a lot of the different kind of fun tones that the View carries. So I wanted to incorporate 3 just to make it fun.
Okay, Devery coming in with a great question. So she's asking if when you kind of do that split, is that almost like backcombing?
Yes, definitely. I feel like when you go to kind of brush up into the root area, it's definitely a backcombing effect. So it kind of gives more of a blend.
We've got Rancho Cucamonga coming in back in California. We are about as far from there on the opposite corner of the country. We're in Pensacola, Florida today. Beautiful day. Nice and sunny. I'm sure it's sunny all the time. You haven't had a lot of rain here, though, right? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
The Uber drivers always let you know how the weather conditions are.
No rain in Florida.
We've heard there hasn't been much rain, but hopefully you'll get some soon. All right, so I'm going to bring Anna back on because some people are wondering again about what the final color looks like. So you can see beautiful kind of ghosted opalescent. I think that's a great term for that.
Love that.
And again, even though it's edgy, it's still very, very pretty and commercial. Next question, a very kind of practical question. So when you do something like this, how do you price it? You know, realistically, you know, you're not in Manhattan, you know, because sometimes people are like, oh, my hair color is $1,000, and people at home are like, I can't relate. So you're in Pensacola, Florida, so, you know, kind of a smaller town, normal American salon. How do you price something like this?
So if I would price something like this, it would definitely be on the time that it took me. But I also want to take into consideration how long it's going to last as well. That's why I did a teardrop section, so I wasn't doing her whole head, just to see how long it would last, if she liked it. So for me, I'd probably charge by the hour or like a specialty color, you know, price.
So you normally, you figure out like what your hour is worth, and you know, that's good planning, because if you think ahead and you think, okay, this year I need to make $80,000 to live a decent life, you can then say, how many hours a week am I going to work, and how much, and that's using your brains. And then you can say to yourself, is it realistic? You know, I mean, can I make $100 an hour? And I believe any hairdresser in any city in America can make $100 an hour, especially if you're doing color and you're doing creative things. And you're kind of mixing it up, and of course selling retail, that's totally achievable. And if you do the math, that can get you to a great salary.
Yes. And going back on that, I feel like flamboyage is a technique. So I could use this with balayage, and when I do that, I will upcharge just depending on how much these flamboyage cost, and things like that.
I'm going to just turn you around a little bit so Kelly can get a little better angle. So again, the bottom, you're good. You've just kind of left with the one tone, and then all the multiple tones happen in the teardrop above the head.
Yes.
All right, Amy Munoz has a great question. Why do you use Davines?
I love Davines. I get that question so much, and it sounds so cliche. I love them. Davines, I just feel like as a brand, like, yes, they have great products. They have great color. I feel like it's the best on the market. But just as a brand, like looking out into the room right now and just seeing the community here is awesome. So it's like a little family. Everybody's here for you, with you. It's a lifestyle brand. So I take Davines back to my house. Got candles, soap. I even use the little like skincare bottles with flowers. So it's just something like...
So you love the whole kind of lifestyle. What about sustainability? Is that something that attracted you to Davines?
Totally.
Because, you know, Davines is a company that's based on sustainability. And they're a certified B Corporation, which is something that companies that kind of put the environment even before profit get certified as. So it means they're an ethical, and how they create things and not kind of destroy the earth. So is that important to you?
That's very important to me. And I feel like nowadays it's starting to be more important for everybody, every company, which I think is awesome as well. But I think Davines goes a step further with it.
But at this point, and you know, Davines has been around a long time. We're talking way over 20 years. So it's not like they just decided this was a great marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
I've met Davide many times, and I think he's more interested in that than anything.
Very much so.
So it's a really authentic thing. So there's been lots of questions about what Chelsea's using here. These clear meshes are called Flamboyage. And if you're interested in getting them really easily, just go to hairbrained.pro, and you can order them. They come in 2 different sizes, and I believe it's 42 in a pack. So you can order a few packs, and you can try them out and see if you love them. We know you will, because all the creative hairdressers that we work with love them. Okay, I have a couple more questions here. Now, Michelle Hammerline is wondering, could you just do this on natural silver hair?
Yeah, the flamboyage or the color?
I think she probably means the color.
Color-wise, yeah, totally. With natural silver hair, with the dim eye color, it's not going to cover it fully. So if you're looking for coverage, that's probably not the best option. I would go lean more towards mass with Vibrachrome or a new color.
Awesome. So, you know, one of the things that I say a lot, because we do these Davines Facebook Lives twice a month, and we've been doing them for years, is I've really seen the color line mature. You know, from it kind of has everything. So you're a colorist who works exclusively with Davines, and I think with the final edition of the View as a demi-permanent, you've got everything. You've got 3 different types of bleaches. You've got a permanent color. You've got ammonia-free color, semi, demi. So, is that how it's working for you?
I literally couldn't think of any other thing that I needed more than this. And now that this is complete, I'm like, there's nothing more I need. I'm like,
yeah, I think that was kind of the idea to really complete the line.
They listened and delivered.
So much so that I know that when it first came out, it would just like disappear because everybody wanted it, and now it's back in mass production and everybody can get their hands on it.
Which I feel like when that happened, it was almost like a blessing in disguise because you got to use things that you wouldn't normally use or mix things up to make what you needed, which I think makes that really fun too.
So some people were just asking, so I'll do the little introduction again. We are in Pensacola, Florida at Hair & Co. We're working with Chelsea Domsky. She works with Davines, an educator. Has been through some of the training with Davines. We did a competition. Now, Jeremy was asking about this. We did a competition, I think it was from May through June, where we encouraged anyone that works with Davines Color to do their own Facebook Live and just tag us and tag Davines. And literally dozens of people did their own Facebook Lives. And we chose 6 winners. And the Hairbrain team and some of the team from Davines were visiting their salons. We're broadcasting live. We're doing a little meetup. Kelly, can you turn around? You can see we've got some of Pensacola's finest. Say hi, guys.
Cue the wave.
Yeah, cue the wave. Yeah. And we're having a little meetup with some Lambrusco or Prosecco. We've got some wonderful fruit and cheese. And some education, some inspiration, education. That's what it's all about with hairdressing. Inspiration, education, and celebration. Those are the 3 things that I've lived it for 30 years. That's what we do. We want to inspire, and we want to educate, and then we want to celebrate, because who's got a better job than us, right?
Totally.
All right, so again, break the technique down for us. Lots of people are joining and want to understand how it works.
Totally. So I'm using Flamboyage mesh. So this is the sticky side. Right now I'm going to do the split technique. So you want to kind of take a little more than ½ inch section. Put the sticky side down. And for this mannequin hair, I don't want to put too much pressure on it. And don't be afraid to, Yeah,
they're pliable.
Totally.
Yeah. I've seen people put them in and take them off and reposition them.
For sure.
You can definitely manipulate them. And that creates almost like a backcombed or a woven effect.
Exactly. So if I want less than this on one, I can pull pieces down. I can pull them up, back into it. Put that right there.
Okay, Mickey Price, I've got a treat for you. And this is one of the reasons why Chelsea won, because she went the extra mile. Everyone at home was wondering, what's this going to look like when she's done? Well, guess what? We've got the finished product here. So Chelsea went out of her way to prepare a live model. So because it's always hard to show the finished results with color on a Facebook Live, this is what it looks like on a beautiful live model, beautiful hair, styled out gorgeously. There was a question before, would it work on straight hair? I certainly think it would.
Yeah.
Chelsea, what do you think?
I think so as well, especially with the pastel tones and having the back combing and flamboyage. It's going to blend straight as well. And I can even post an after picture of Anna as she progresses with the fadage and how she looks straight.
Mickey Price loved that. So you see
awesome.
That's why she's a winner. Take note, guys at home, if you want to win and have us visit you and do a broadcast, do all the things right. There was a question coming in from Elise Gustafson Randall. Are you bricklaying your sections?
No, I'm using just a horizontal section up. You could bricklay, that would give even more of a diffusion. But I feel like with the pastel tones, just doing them horizontally down off of the part line works.
Fantastic. So guys, let us know where you're watching from. Share some questions, share some love. We are in Pensacola and we're at Hair & Co., which is a great salon. How long has the salon been here?
Less than a year.
We're
having our year party next week, so...
Oh, we're just missing it.
We should have next week. Awesome. Super cute salon, big wide open space. That's why we wanted to film this way, so you guys could see how awesome it is. And really cool creative staff. Everyone really welcomed us in, which is wonderful. I'm sure if you're ever in Pensacola, they'd love for you to come in and check it out. I hear there's a lot of tourists in Pensacola going to the beach.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see the beach because we'll be out of here at 4:45 in the morning tomorrow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See it from the plane.
We'll see it from the plane. Hi, beach. All right, so what's in your bowls? What are you using again? Kelly, can we get a shot of the three bowls? And
So I'm using View, which is Davines' Dim Eye Permanent color. We keep saying it's new because it's still, fun and exciting for us, but it has been around for probably a year now. And so that is what I'm using. Whitney Sharp in the comment section should have all the formulas. She keeps posting them. So I'm going between quartz, charcoal, steel, and amethyst, and mixtures of all of those.
all right, hold up a minute. We've got a special message coming in. Sandy Domsky is watching. We love moms. I used to love when my mom would watch, so we love moms.
I'm sure Wolfgang's sitting next to her like, you go, girl.
Mom wanted to come, and you said it's a hairdresser thing.
I did. I was like, you can't embarrass
But now
me.
your grandmother, was that your mother's mother? Or
My dad's mother.
Your dad's mother
Yep.
was a hairdresser.
Totally.
And you're representing her a little bit tonight, aren't you?
I mean, I think this is from her hair school. I got it out of her jewelry, but it's a little sheer pin. I wear it to like all my trainings, or at least I try to. I'm scared of losing it, but
That's part of the celebration of what we do, there's heritage here. And now, I want to hear a little bit more, because when I was reading your biography, it mentioned that your grandmother not only was a hairdresser, but she was the first person to open a 24-hour hair salon.
in Tampa, so you can only imagine
You're like, what was going on there at 4 in the morning?
But that's how you make your money,
What'd
right?
you get with your set at 4 in the morning?
You
like,
got some
bottle of
different,
beer or
totally.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Different walks of life, I'm sure.
24-hour hair salon.
I
That's
couldn't
pretty
imagine.
awesome. Yep. Okay, so what's the saturation like?
So I wanted to keep the sectionings that I took for the Flamboyage finer, but because this is a liquid gel formulation, it really goes on smoothly. So I'm not really worried about the saturation.
And now, is there anything mixed with this? Is there any type of activator or developer?
Yeah, totally. It's used with 10 activator, 10 volume. They say not to stray from that, and I feel like when Davines says things like that, just listen to it, because it probably just does not work. So I'm not making that.
So this is what the View look. These are what the View bottles look like, and then that was the activator. Now, what's the deal with gloss?
Gloss, I used it today as more of a diluter, or to make it more pastel and opaque. But you can use it all different ways.
Was it almost like a clear?
Yep, just a clear. Totally.
And now within the View line, I mean, obviously you're doing this fun, kind of vibrant
Mm-hmm.
color, but can it be used as a classic toner?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep, I use it pretty much on the daily for that reason. I use it for gray blending, or if somebody's not sure if they want a particular color because it lasts the 6 to 8 weeks, it's really good for those people who don't want a full commitment.
So Amy is wondering about the smell, and honestly, I smell nothing.
No smell.
There's actually no smell whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's I guess the activators are very low. It's
Yes.
a 10 volume,
Very
and then the product
low
itself.
Yep.
I mean, but in general, Davines as a company, as a product, aroma, I don't think there's any other brand
No.
that has aroma like,
Yeah.
I mean, we always think, okay, their shampoos smell like this and that, but Davines, very unique aromas, and I find myself getting addicted to quite a few of them. I can't live
Yes.
without my oil.
All
Yeah,
day.
Yeah, oil day.
Mine is the
Yep.
finest pigments, and when they
Yes.
come out with some hair perfume with that, I'm there.
So Rob Jernigan is wondering, what's your favorite toner, the one that you use like the most for everyday highlight toning?
Everyday highlight toning.
I guess that would be like your caramel highlight,
Totally.
right?
Well, in our case, Florida, I feel like everybody wants the platinum blonde.
Okay.
922 is really good. If it's the 2 in that is violet, and
So
then
is
9
that-
is the level.
So this is
Somewhere
the
in
ring
there.
that comes with View, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see there's quite a few.
There she is.
There. I look at that. I just found
Yeah.
it perfectly. So that's your popular platinum.
That's popular, but I really do like a 978, which is a beige green tone. I feel like it gives more of a reflect for my blondes, because a lot of my blondes don't necessarily want to be the white blonde anymore, and I'm kind of here for it.
Okay, so walk us through this kind of. Is
Yep.
this a split technique?
Yeah, this is the split technique. So I like to tell people that you could use this for You could have a lightener at the bottom with a dimension color on top. It doesn't have to be these funky colors.
So you can put something here and then something here.
Totally.
Can you mesh them on top of each other, or is that not advisable?
If you wanted to go like this, I guess it would depend on what two colors you were using.
Yeah.
But usually I would use the backing here, the paper backing like this in between.
Right.
But you could also go through and fold them. There's all different ways you can
you can kind of like make big like rabbit ears, right?
Totally.
So, another thing I love about today is that Chelsea, one of her mentors, one of her educators, flew in especially just to be here to support her. Come in again for a few minutes. Alicia Miller, one of the national trainers with Opal Color. So she's here. She guys are back. What do you want to say about Chelsea as a educator?
Chelsea, I love all the trainers that I get to work with, but there's something about watching Chelsea grow over the last few years. She's always been a great presenter, but you're such a strong presenter, and I admire her work, and we've reposted her work at the salon that I own, and I'm just super proud of her, and I enjoy learning from her.
So in the training that you do for the educators at Davin, is there training on presentation skills?
Absolutely. They go through lots of presentation skills.
Oh, yeah. Learn from the best.
Over and over again, and Chelsea's always done amazingly.
Love that. Awesome. And are you working with Flamboyage a lot yourself?
I do. I love Flamboyage. It's a fantastic tool from Davines, and like Chelsea was saying, it's extremely, you can use it in so many different ways, balayage, painting, but yeah, it just creates a great surface to work on, and something unique to Davines, but everyone should use it. So.
Yeah. And if you guys want to see more Flamboyage, all you have to do is on the Hairbrain page on Facebook, you click the little video tab. And we've probably had about a dozen different Flamboyage lessons over the years. Alicia just did one about 2 or 3 weeks ago that was fantastic. Beautiful combination of cut and color with your education partner, James Abu Alba.
With Method Education.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And we've got plenty more. And we'll have a lot more coming over the next couple months because as we go around and work with Davines educators, this is such an important technique. We're going to see a lot of fun Flamboyage techniques. So how are we doing, Chelsea?
She is finished.
Fantastic application. Okay, let's bring up, so again, I'm going to turn this around so that we can see the application. Maybe lift it up so again we can review.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a, did you say it was like a teardrop, your top section?
A teardrop sectioning that's just going to overlay on top of her part.
So we got the face over here, teardrop on the top, and this is Anna, so now you can see like a cooking show. We're going to put this in the oven. This is what comes out. So let's take us through the actual finish here and point out to us which colors are which. And
yeah, for sure. So I did the same base smudge root as well as the quartz underneath as I did the mannequin head. And through here, I think it's really pretty when you curl it that you can see almost the blue tones, you can see the purple, you can see the pinks that pop through. So when it's straight, you will see almost like when you turn to different lightings, you can see different reflex of them. And when it's curled is when you really get the full effect.
Really beautiful because it's, it's exciting and different, but still very tasteful.
Totally.
And that's, that's sometimes a hard line to not cross.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, we get exciting and then we kind of kitchen sink it.
Yep.
But it looks really, really pretty. All right, I want to thank everyone here. We have an audience. Why doesn't everyone come up here and we'll say goodbye? Yeah, come on, don't be shy. Come on. Now's not the time to be shy. I want to thank Davines, I want to thank Chelsea, our beautiful model Anna, and all the hairdressers in Pensacola that turned up. We love you guys. Peace out. Let's do the Davines competition. If you want to come and visit your salon too and have a little party. Peace out, guys.
Bye.